All right, guys. Hey, it's Melissa here. So I am still taking videos down that I had up of court, and I'm looking at myself too from uh, before court and after court. And you know what? God has a way of using everything for you. And I'm like, you look more ladylike. I look more ladylike after going through this. I think I looked a little rougher in the videos before. So God has a way of breaking you, and you can be thankful even when you go through divorce. So, couple of things I want to talk about. This is like my movie shirt. I just got to go to the movies with my son to watch a Deadpool comic movie. So, trying to look cool when I go to this kind of movie. Couple things here. So, I had someone comment on my channel, you're alone, you don't have anybody, just like you didn't have anyone when you lost your baby, basically, through an abortion. And, you know, there are times of wilderness in your life. There are times God has you set apart for His purposes, and it's okay to walk alone sometimes. Matter of fact, a lot of times it's even better. So, I'm not a loner, but I've always been around people. And when I grew up with my grandmother having 10 kids, and my father's side, 5, and my mom and dad came together and they were like, we're just having 2. That's it, 2. So, my father actually was the one who, in many cases, had to throw out my grandmother's boyfriends out of the apartments because he had to protect my mother. And later on in life, there were certain people that, he threw out of our life, and it was for our benefit. I absolutely loved my uncles, but one of them was doing cocaine and he was out the door. So, we're a little more careful about drug use nowadays, but, definitely kids should not be influenced by that. So for my protection, as well as everyone else, he was kicked out. And there is a time to say, he downsized our family quite a bit. He was like, no, this is not how we're living, with like my grandmother having every Joe Smo over at her house. My father protected my mother from quite a bit, and it was going to be a different standard when they were married. It wasn't going to be anybody comes over, kind of thing. So I'm thankful for that. And this, at the same time, even though I had a huge social life, absolutely huge growing up, not a lot of time for me because I had to help my mom with a lot of stuff that needed to be done. There is a time to pull in, right? So just like Ecclesiastes, there's a time for everything. So having my own kids, not only my own, but then homeschooling, which for me, I mean, maybe some people can do it really, really well. I feel like I did well, but maybe they can do it in a way they got plenty of time, but I'm an introvert, and for me to homeschool and cover my gaps that I had a learning disability, right? I still think I have one sometimes. Um, so I couldn't say things well. I couldn't speak well. I had, hearing issues when I was little. So my husband would correct me on certain words too. When I would talk, when we were dating, and even when we were married. So how do I say this? So I had to pull in a lot. I mean, I had to let a lot of people just, kind of fall by the wayside. I mean, unless I was close to them, really close, or the relationship was really good, I could not afford to give, just to be idle. And like my husband's grandmother had, parties every single time, there was a holiday or a birthday, or just make up parties, right? Just make it up. And, I don't know if you can see, I've got some flowers here. But anyways, just to make up, an excuse to get together. And when your time is valuable, there's no room for being idle. It has to be, quality. And I still kept in touch with my uncle and my favorite uncle and stuff. And he got to know my kids a little bit. But you've got to be able to pull it in. And so most of my time went to my husband and my kids. That's it. That was my focus, my husband and my kids. And obviously at church, I would go there and I would get to know people a little bit and go, join in classes. And there's people that you don't hang out with, and there's people that you do. So, as a mother of 5, most of my time was into homemaking and homeschooling. So, unless family could now invest back into me, I didn't have time to invest back into family. So I think there's a time to say, nope, you got to take care of you got a grandparent, not only your kids, your grandkids, but you also have to take care of the mother, right? You have to take care of her and make sure you're building relationship with her because she's got her hands full. And some things are helpful that grandparents can do, and some things are not helpful at all. So they really need to be in tune to you and your schedule and what works for you. So lots of boundaries there. So now, now with this divorce, half my family, the other half of my family is gone, right? With the divorce. So my focus has been take care of yourself, Melissa, because you're going through a divorce. And I thought, how do you want to come out of this? I want to come out on the good side of this divorce. And if my husband chooses to change his mind, and he said at the beginning, I'm going to teach you never to say that word divorce again. Because he wasn't happy. And I'm like, well, you can divorce if you're not happy. So if he is keeping his word, he didn't really mean it. But if he's changed his mind, then he's going for divorce. Whatever, whatever. So in the meantime, you want extra time with God when you're going through this. I'm sweating because I just walked home. You want intimacy with Him. You want to grow your relationship better with God. You want to take better care of yourself, your health, everything. So I just got back from a restaurant and I used the rewards, and they're like, are you coming back tomorrow? And I'm like, no, I'm not coming back tomorrow. So they kidded with me because they know me over there. So the point is you want to take extra good care of yourself. And so I have opportunity. I have gone to this small location, but I have a huge church family. And I haven't totally taken advantage of that yet because I've been focused on me. So I had called them yesterday and I'm like, hey, I need some furniture. I've called thrift stores and I've seen the prices of a dresser for like $35. And I'm like, I don't want to pay for that. So I talked to a lady today when I was at the restaurant. She called me and she's like, I didn't know if this was our Melissa. So when you have older women who know how to cultivate church life, that makes a huge difference. So I'm like, yeah, it's your Melissa. Because they have I want to say 8 churches all over Colorado, and they're huge. And I've gone to a small one, just a tiny one, just to get to know people a little bit. And I've had to focus on me. So I haven't been very outward as much as I used to be with church because I've had to take care of me. So I'm like, yeah, it's your Melissa. So I have an opportunity again to get way out there and have a huge social life, serving the church. Most of my serving the church is right here with a Christian testimony, but I have an opportunity to be very involved with 8 or 9 churches. And I had started, but my car broke down. So I had gone to a Bible study over in Monument. They have different towns they're in. And I'm like, okay, I can't commit to this because my car just broke down. And so I'm probably going to get back involved in churches. And she's like, Melissa, my mother, is going to a nursing home. We don't have a list of people. It's hard for them to keep track of who's getting rid of furniture and who needs furniture. She's like, I don't have a list right now from anybody. She's like, but my mother is going into the nursing home and we have tons of furniture and we live by you. So she goes, give me a list. And I go, okay, I need dressers. My son needs a dresser. I haven't unpacked from here. I haven't really gotten attached to Colorado yet. And I'm like, so I have tons of boxes. I need file cabinets. We need a kitchen table. She's like, I have a huge kitchen table. Do you have room? I'm like, yep, we do. I said, I need, in the living room, I need furniture. I mean, I haven't brought anything. And she's like, okay, just, she goes, I got a queen bed. And that's one of the reasons I have not been making my bed is because I'm like, this bed is old and I need another bed, and I need sheets and everything else. So she's like, I got a queen bed for you. I've got this and I've got that. So I said, anything you have, I will take. So this is going to obviously be probably quality furniture because her mother used it for years. It's probably got some kind of intimacy with her, when you are attached to your mother's things. And I said, you know what, I will give you something for it. She's like, nope, we don't want anything. We're just getting rid of it. She goes, the grandkids have first dibs on it, but after that, it's all yours. So, really thankful for this lady. And this is a good church. So I will be getting more involved in church. And don't walk alone, ladies. Don't be there's a time to say, okay, God, it's just me and you. And then there's a time to say, back into the family of God.